everybody, welcome back to another video with Gem Mint Masters. We got another PSA pre-submission sneak peek video for you here today. Crazy part is this marks my 6th order now that will be sitting with PSA. I have not received back the first of those 6 orders yet, and we're going probably about 9 weeks now, which is definitely longer than they've ever been with as far as I've been grading for the last 2-3 years. So they're definitely backed up. Orders are starting to move, which is nice, but man, that's pretty crazy. So again, this is my 6th order, so you're probably seeing a lot of these videos and not a lot of PSA reveal videos because I haven't gotten anything back yet. But as you can see, we got a nice variety of cards here once again. Quite a random mix this time. I've got some baseball in here, which I don't do a lot of baseball, but you know, back when I started grading, I did a lot of prospecting and did a lot of Bowman autos, and I picked up a few recently. You know, the hype builds immensely around this time of year with baseball. So I would say over the past like 3 months, I've picked up a few autos here and there of what I've always gone for is kind of the under the radar prospects. I don't go for the obvious ones just because they're way too expensive. And I am a firm believer in staying away from hype as much as possible. But, you know, I look more toward potential. So you'll see that kind of with all the cards in this submission. But again, I've mentioned this before, but one piece of advice I could give is do not literally buy into the hype. Cards are going to hit market peaks that they probably will never see again sometimes when hype happens. And I'll mention a few players actually that are in this order that are experiencing that right now. But luckily I picked these cards up before that, so I'll kind of get into that. So I'll go through these one at a time, talk a little bit about each one, but then hopefully on the reveal, we'll get into more of the financials and see how we did. So, all right, first card here. Very under the radar prospect, Adrian Placencia. This is a gold shimmer auto from 2022 Bowman. I picked this up for like $5, so you know, anytime I see a gold auto, I've sold a lot of these in the past, and even again, some of these kind of under the radar guys, they sell for a lot because people see a gold auto, and when I say a lot, obviously you're not talking a lot compared to some of the, you know, super highly ranked guys where it might be thousands of dollars, but you know, a card like this, I'm in it for $25. We could probably see $50 to $100 on a sale of a card like this. So he is in the Angels farm system. He does get some playing time throughout the year, and he is in their top 30, I believe, prospects. So, you know, again, somewhat of a crapshoot, but when I see a gold auto like that, it looks so good and so pretty. I'm going to give it a chance. All right, next one here. AJ Brown field level silver. I had a few of these on my last order. I had the DK Metcalf and the Deebo Samuel 2019. I picked up for $1 each. I think I paid like $5 for this. AJ Brown, as you know, just won a Super Bowl. So there is definitely a bit of hype around him, but really not that much, to be honest. And again, I just thought this was a cool card at a cheap value that if I end up putting in my own collection and holding for, you know, some amount of time, I'm cool with that too. Like, I love seeing some of this older stuff, and this is 2019, so this is, you know, 6 years old at this point, and finding them in this condition is pretty tough, but not a huge value card as well, but again, just a fun one to have and grade. Either if I can sell, make a little bit of money, somebody can add that to their collection, or I just hold on to. This next one here, another baseball one. This is a guy who a couple of years ago had a ton of hype coming up. He has seen the majors a few times, and he's actually done pretty well in spring training. I paid $12 for this. Casey Schmidt, I think this is 2020. 2020 or 2021 Bowman draft. Blue Wave out of, oops, sorry, upside down. I think it's 150. So a pretty nice one. Again, $12 for this. I'm going to get this graded. Card looks amazing. And again, I think this is one that could be a good one to hold on to. He should be making the opening day roster. I haven't checked recently, but I believe he did. Maybe not as an everyday starter, but a bench player. But still, I think some good value in a card like that. This next one here, actually I got two of the same card here. We got Peyton Williams. If you haven't heard of this guy, which a lot of people haven't, look him up. His nickname has become the Iowa Meat Truck. It's because of his there's some more to that story, but partly because of his physical stature, but it's more of a personal thing than that. But this guy's huge. He's like 6'5", like 230, hits the heck out of the ball. I think he's in like high A or double A right now. He got to play in the spring, I forget if it's called spring showcase or whatever it may be. You know, a handful of players from each team get to play, and he was playing in that. Played in the fall league last year. Super, super, super under the radar guy that scouts and teams are loving right now, and the team, I should say, Blue Jays, are loving right now. So I picked these up for under 50. Again, on a gold auto, it's definitely hard to pick those up for anything below, you know, hundreds of dollars. So that's a guy that I have my eyes on. And then I think maybe one of the last baseball cards in here, Damiano Palmegiani, a guy I've been following for quite some time. He's not showing up on a lot of the prospect lists anymore, I think because of his age. I think he's around 24 years old, which isn't really all that old, to be honest. But he plays on the AAA Blue Jays team. They're already saying he's got a good shot to be called up this year. He's a good hitter. He's a good fielder. I've been following him for a couple of years. His stuff has always flown under the radar. This is, you know, a $15, $12 to $15 card, and it's the green shimmer out of 99, which is pretty cool. I mean, it's a very low numbered card, so I picked that up, or those up, anytime I see a good enough deal on them. So that's kind of the more of like the crapshoot type of cards, I would say. But now we're getting into some of the more stable. Got two of the same card here. I mentioned the hype earlier. Somebody who's at the peak of their hype right now, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. His, you know, he's on pace to be the MVP. His team has the best record in the NBA right now. He's playing out of his mind, averaging about 33 points, which is crazy. And just immense hype building around this guy. I've had these two cards for a while now. I think I picked one of them up for about 50 and the other one for about 75 or 80. These are going for 2, 3, probably closer to the $300 range, maybe even a little bit more in a PSA 10. So great value on a card like this. If you can find into that deal, you always got to set kind of like a target price for yourself, and find a clean copy, obviously. But set a target price for yourself, so something that makes sense. I do want to keep one of these. Hopefully I get a 10 on one of these. I want to keep in my collection longer term. But that's a great guy if, again, big if, you can find a deal on him. But do not overpay during this hype, because his stuff will come down. You've seen it with guys like Anthony Edwards last year. I mean, his stuff has come down probably 50-60% from where it was at that crazy peak last year when everybody thought they were just going to roll through and win the NBA championship. So, all right, next one here. This is a card I'm really excited about. I picked this up from a seller. I think he was a pretty new seller on eBay. I think he had mentioned it was kind of one of his first cards he sold. This card is in amazing condition. And I sent an offer in at what I think is a really good deal, somewhere in the $120 range maybe. This is like a $600 or $700 card in a PSA 10. So I think I got an amazing deal on this. I will say, though, the pictures were not the best. Again, you got to always kind of be careful, but look for that. If somebody, if their pictures aren't that great, ask questions. Most likely they will send you more pictures. And if you get a good feeling of the card based on that, then you're in good shape, and you're going to get an advantage over other buyers that aren't asking that question and aren't seeing, you know, the extra pictures of the card. But this one looks amazing. I have really high hopes for that one. Oh, I do have one more Peyton Williams in here. I actually have the True Gold, which historically is a better card, sells for more than the Gold Shimmer. I think I paid the same amount for it on this one. And I think I have another one coming too, I found. But again, super low hype, I would say, on this guy, but great potential. He's going to get a lot of playing time this summer. Potential path, still very young. We could potentially see him up next year. Would be really cool. But I'm going to keep a close eye on him this year. So I'm going to grade a handful of his cards. All right, this next card here was kind of a random find. I didn't even know they made this parallel. This is the green Pandora Optic Preview. Yeah, it doesn't say peer review, but you can see these are numbered out of 25. Spencer Rattler. Some of even kind of the lesser name guys are selling for a ton in these. I think I got a great deal on this, around 50, which again, I mean, he's not necessarily a guaranteed starter, but if you look this card up, it's definitely selling for more than that. And there aren't a lot of graded copies, and there won't be a lot of graded copies because it's out of 25. So I feel like my window is very small on this one. I'm going to get it and grade it now, sell it before the season, cash in. You know, if he does become the starter, maybe I'm leaving something on the table, but I'm really just looking for a quick turnaround on this to make a little bit on it. I thought that was such a cool card. Those green Pandoras, if you haven't seen them, really cool. Here's another card. I've got 4 of the same card here. Cashing, you know, my plan again is to cash in on football season. 4 of the Marvin Harrison Red Wave Optic Previews. These Optic Previews have been looking really good, especially these waves. And these are more rare than like the pink ones. But I picked these up for like under $10 a piece, which I thought was kind of crazy because some of the other players that you'll see out there are going for, you know, Bo Nix, you know, the quarterbacks obviously going for in the hundreds, like low $100 range. But to get these for under $10 a piece, I think this is a good kind of quick flip value play here. And I picked up 4 of these, and I think they all have a really good shot at a 10. I mean, again, ultra modern stuff that's coming right out of the packs, you're going to have really good odds of getting really, really, really clean copies of it. But the longer or older a card is, it's going to start to develop those, you know, surface issues, corner issues, stuff like that. So if you're looking for something, make a quick play on, I would recommend this one. I think it goes for maybe, you know, upwards of $100 in a PSA 10. There aren't really a lot of them. I don't even think there's hardly any out there based on the backup that PSA is experiencing. I guess you could use the red Pandora as like the comparison. Probably similar value, and those are going for about that. So that's kind of where I base my my guess on. Next one here, not a super valuable card, but one I pulled out of the hanger boxes I ripped from the Target, the Pink Wave Malik Nabers. This looks really good. As you probably know, pretty bad centering and other issues with Prism this year, but this one I thought looked really good. Like centering and everything looked really good all around. Surface, again, being a brand new card I pulled out of the pack. This is a good one. So this would be a nice quick flip preseason for me. He had a great season last year. A lot of hype still kind of building, and it'll build even more as we get closer to the season. Something to recoup a little bit of that money. So here's one of my favorite players. I got this in a trade, actually, on Veriswap. If anybody's ever used that site, I'm sure you love it. If you haven't used the site, I would recommend it. Donovan Mitchell, Silver Prism, 2017-2018. Traded this for another card. I cracked this out of a different company's slab. I'm going to send it to PSA. I think this has a really great shot at getting a 10. So, you don't find a lot of clean copies of a card like this from 2017 out there, and the surface looked impeccable on this one, so I'm pretty happy with that. We'll see how that comes back. Here's another random one. I found Deebo Samuel, 2019 Optic Hollow rated rookie. I paid, and I wish I had the screenshot right now because I would show you, with shipping, I paid $1.89 for this card. I don't really know how I got it for that, and it looks awesome. Had all kinds of fingerprints and smudges on it, but once I wipe those off, the surface looks amazing. Back looks great. I don't really see much wrong with this. I think this has great potential for a 10. Centering looks good as well. But again, $1.89. There's deals to be found out there. Whether the pictures are bad or whatever it is, you know, ask the questions, look closely. Sometimes like this, I'd even probably just take a gamble on it straight up at $1.89 with shipping. and tax. I mean, it's crazy. So I think I got it for 99 cents. So with the shipping and everything else, it was that's where it ended up being $1.89 total. So just a fun find there. You know, Debo getting traded. I think there's some hype building there. This next one I thought was kind of another one that was too hard to pass up. Anthony Richardson 2023 Optic Preview. So this is the preview card. You can tell by the pose he's making. It's more like sideways. The other one's more kind of like face on. But these green velocity previews, you don't see a ton of these out there. And I think I paid, again, after shipping and taxes, about $7. This was a card that was probably 50, 60 bucks, maybe even more prior to last season. He's still starting to build, I guess, maybe a little bit of hype going into this season. We'll see what this season holds for him, but this is definitely something I plan on moving. I'm getting a little impatient on Anthony Richardson, I would say. I don't know after these last 2 years what else, like how much more of a leash they're going to give him, but I just thought that was a cool card to get. It's a fun one to flip. And then this last one here, I just picked up super randomly. It's going to end up being a PC card for me. I really hope this gets a 10. This is the Anthony Hardaway, I think it's 1993. Let's see, or no, 1994. 1993-94, but it says 94 on there. Magic's all-rookie team from Hoops. If anybody knows this card, this brings back a lot of memories for me. This is like the height of when I started collecting as a kid. These were like one per box. I remember buying a box and pulling a Chris Webber out of it, which was the most valuable one at the time. I think I traded that one card for another box. And then I don't even remember who I got, to be honest. I just was excited that I got something so valuable and I could trade it for a box. I got this for $2. This used to be worth a lot back in the day. Everything about this card looked amazing. So I don't know what to expect with PSA. I'm pretty sure I'm going to end up sending this because I just think, again, it's a cool card for my PC to have in a slab. But I've not had the best of luck with these 90s cards, and I'd love to have it in the 10, but I couldn't pass up that card for $2 when I found it at a card shop. I was like, yeah, I'll take that. So that's a cool, just kind of random one I'm going to add in there. But yeah, so quite an interesting submission this time, I would say. Very random on some of these. A little bit of a dart throw on some others, but then kind of some surefire ones, I would hope, like the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lamar Jackson, guys like that. But yeah, so that's my order. Again, this will be my 6th order. So I've got a whole bunch coming back at some point that I'm excited to show the results on, but stay tuned. Those will be coming at some point in the near future. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you guys on the next one. Drop a like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.